by actual eyesight. Is there the high drive? Deep center! Go! 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 We're out of here! We're out of here! Say ya, playa!
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood, Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A dog pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Senior Day on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. I'm incredibly honored to be given the opportunity to read the seniors' names from behind home plate today for this matchup between the Sterling Silver Knights and the Audubon Green Wave. Last time we covered Sterling, they held their own versus Gloucester. Right now as the number 2 seed in South Jersey Group 1, the Lions beat them 7-1 over Rutgers Camden in the first round of the Camden County Tournament. However, those two had a good game. Even though Gloucester had a 6-run inning that put it away, you erased that inning from the board, and you're talking about a tie game right there, or at least a very close one. For Sterling tonight, they're throwing Vaughn McVeigh on the hill, probably their most reliable pitcher that they've had all year. And when they've had big upsets over Haddon Heights, Gloucester, and West Deptford, all big colonial foes, especially when they're playing in the same division as these powerhouses in the conference, you have to consider what Audubon did to them last time. It was 16-6, but the game went the full 7 innings. The last 2 times these teams played in 23, it was all blown out of the water, 5-inning, blowouts. 20-1 in game 1, 14-0 in game 2, which you see a lot in high school baseball. But Sterling's giving themselves a bit of a name. This is Ted Kozanowski's 2nd year as Sterling's head coach and his 20th year in the program. And while he isn't leading the TV cameras today, he'll certainly be leading the squad for the Silver Knights. Of course, for Audubon, with them celebrating their senior day, they've got a packed schedule as well. Joey Slavin on the hill for the Green Wave, and making his first varsity start, Dylan Pooley. He is in the DH spot batting 9th tonight. What we're going to do is that after the ground rules are read, I am going to go behind home plate and I'm going to read the seniors' names as they are introduced to the field for senior night. Our producer, Vincent Folk, will be doubling as camera guy for this segment, and then we will go along with this 3:45 start game. Of course, running a little behind, but here we are. So we'll go to a quick break and we'll see you guys then.
Welcome back here to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting on coverage of the Sterling Silver Knights and Audubon Green Wave. This is Vincent Foch, Dan's close acquaintance and producer, as we will be starting the Audubon Senior Day festivities very, very shortly. As Dan, like he said in the pregame show, he will be down there to read off the names of the Audubon seniors. Obviously a very important day, a new chapter for a group of guys in the upcoming year, and we're obviously going to be having good coverage of this for you coming up very, very shortly. They're just waiting, pretty sure waiting to go over ground rules right now, but we will be starting the Senior Day festivities in a matter of a few moments. All right, it looks like they just finished up the ground rules talk, and now we will be getting started with the Senior Day festivities very quickly in these upcoming next few moments here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Again, this is Dan's producer, Vincent Foch, on the camera right now as we go to behind the plate to Dan Wilkins to start these festivities.
Charlie is joined by his parents, Anjali and Chuck. In his spare time, he enjoys fishing, boating, jet skiing, snowboarding, and working out. After graduation, he plans to attend Canyon College, majoring in fire science technology while playing baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Capseta. Dempsey. Bryce is accompanied by his mom, Polly, and his sister, Lily. Outside of Audubon, he enjoys hanging out with his friends, lifting, and playing Xbox with his friends. He is also a member of the football team here at Audubon. Next year, he plans to attend Canyon College. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryce Dempsey. Escorted by his dad, Mike. In his spare time, he enjoys hanging out with his friends and lifting weights. He is also a member of Audubon's football team. After graduation, he plans to attend a 2- or 4-year college, majoring in pre-medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Dempsey. Next up, Dylan Williams. Outside of Audubon, he enjoys fishing, hunting, working out, hanging out with friends, and golfing. and gentlemen, Joey Slavin. And last but most certainly not least, Ryan Zimmer. Ryan is accompanied by his parents, Frank and Chrissy. Outside of Audubon, he enjoys hunting, fishing, and hanging out with his friends. He is also a member of the football team here at Audubon. Next year, he plans to attend Rowan University, majoring in business. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Zimmer. To Audubon seniors, Dan, Joseph, and Ryan, we wish you best of luck with all of your future endeavors, and we thank you for your participation. Here's our one more time, please give all of our seniors and their parents a wonderful round of applause.
All right, folks, so there is your Senior Day festivities. Obviously, best of luck to every single guy standing up there right now as they turn into their next chapter of life. Obviously, their last year of wearing the green and gold with the A on their chest. So wish them the best of luck going into the future as they turn the page into the next chapter of their life. And a great job with Dan Wilkins behind the mic for the Senior Day festivities as he is currently walking back to start this broadcast in a matter of moments. That's all for the Senior Day festivities, folks. Once again, this is Vincent Foch, Dan Wilkins' producer, and we'll have coverage of the Sterling Silver Knights and Audubon Green Wave coming up in just a matter of moments. Stick around.
Joey Slavin gets the start for the Green Wave on Senior Day. He gets the start as the lefty in what could be his last start in a long time. It depends on what Audubon's going to plan on doing in the playoffs. But as he faces off against the Sterling Silver Knights, let's take a look at what the Silver Knights, led by second-year head coach Tad Kozanowski, let's see what they're cooking with in the kitchen here on Senior Day. For the Silver Knights, Jason Camardo leads us off at shortstop, Luke Lomax in center field, Tony Sanchez at second base, Evan Miller at the DH spot, Nate Schwartz at third, in the hot corner, Anthony Gogolski at first batting sixth, Quentin Rosano in left field batting seventh, Jake Clark, a future DWB commentator, is in right field batting eighth, and Pat Carroll behind the plate batting ninth, rounding us out versus Joey Slavin Jr., the Holy Family commit, and the first pitch is outside, 1-0. That ball bounced back to him on the mound. Zimmer didn't even have to move. I've never seen that before. You throw a pitch and it bounces right back to you. That's not a fastball, that's called a boomerang. But 1-0. Rebounds with a strike called. No, 2-0. Just a tad low in the zone. Camardo, the shortstop here for Sterling, in the first, and a called strike, 2-1. Slavin this year, a 5.36 ERA and 15 2/3 innings, 22 walks, 21 Ks. And it's 2-2. 3-1 rather. Last year only had a third of an inning pitched, didn't really have any experience, but he has settled into a starting role this year, and that is ball 4 to Camardo to get us started in the first here for Luke Lomax. Obviously not the ideal start that you wanted on Senior Day, but it's the one that you got, and that one's high.
Let's go, Joe!
1-0. One and one. Sterling this year 7-13 under the leadership of Tad Kozanowski. They started off 0-4, took down Highland in a big win at home on the 15th, 4-2, and they also got big wins over Haddon Township, West Deptford, Holy Cross. They split a doubleheader versus Paulsboro, 2-1 in game 1, a loss, and 11-4 a win in game 2. That one goes away. Zimmer throws down to second, but it is not in time, 2-2. Sterling only with 2 games left in the season. This is their final conference game of the year. They play Riverside on Saturday at 11 a.m. and then Shalleck at home at 4 p.m. on Monday the 20th after the cutoff. Sterling only 2-2. That one's fired in the dirt. Now Camardo's going to get all the way to third. With the lefty Luke Lomax, followed up by Tony Sanchez. This one's hit well out towards right field. This one's going back. Bannell's got it right at the fence. The run does score on a sac fly. He'll get in there, and it's 1-0 Sterling on a nice play in right, backtracking by Bannell. One away. I had a fear that was going to come right towards us for a second. That was going and going and going. And Audubon's not necessarily a hitter's park, at least for high school standards. I know that sounds crazy with the fact that it's 350 to right center and 370 at the deepest part of the park, but for high school fields, it's pretty standard. And I think also a bit of the wonkier dimensions that make up the field, the fact that there's a slope almost like Towles Hill in left center field, you know, it's very interesting, really, in my opinion. Just the way that they've been able to mold this field so nicely, where the temporary fence goes out at the end of the season, but they have it nice here. You know, this is a nice complex. You've got the track behind it in center field, and really you can make the outfield fence as deep as you want it, except the track is back there. It was debated when the track was being repainted and reconstructed, they were basically tearing it up and building a new one behind the outfield fence. They debated whether to move the track, because there's a base hit in the right by Tony Sanchez. And a 1-0 Sterling game gives Audubon a little bit of trouble here. Now with Evan Miller. Miller takes the ball, 1-0. Their third baseman, Nate Schwartz, will be up next, as that one's a strike right down the pipe. Audubon already warming up a right-hander, Josh Nolan, in the pen, as Slavin has already gone through 20 pitches, but has only surrendered 1 out and already gotten 1 run on the board. But as I said, this is something that Slavin has to work on when he gets to college, because he's got that college commitment to Holy Family. And it might be as a hitter. I don't know whether his commitment is pitcher-based or hitter-based, as that's going to go into right field for a base hit. Sanchez is going to get down to third, and now runners are on the corners after the base hit by Miller. Sterling has gotten 3 of their 4 runners on. This is unbelievable what we're seeing here, and not even a move yet from Wade Geis or from Ryan Knoll. So these guys are holding out with Slavin here, at least hoping that he gets the first inning in. Sterling with 2 hits, back-to-back singles, as here is Nate Schwartz at the hot corner. Anthony Gugolski, the lefty first baseman, on deck for the Knights. There's a strike. 2-1. Slavin up to 25 pitches, and we're only 1/3 of the way through inning number 1. 3-1 now. Swing and a miss. 3-2. Schwartz, the sophomore, goes down looking. And here's Gugolski. Gugolski, the junior first baseman, a 3-year varsity starter so far in his career. A .225 career hitter, 6 extra base hits, 31 for 138 with 20 RBIs, 6 of them being this year. He has not had a season of more than 10 RBIs yet in his high school career. And last year was his first full varsity seat. I mean, yeah, he had 41 at-bats his freshman year, 47 his sophomore. He's at 50 this year, so he's certainly the everyday first baseman for Sterling this year. But I said when I first started covering, Audubon and their subsequent Colonial Conference foes back in 2022, I said Gugolski's a guy to watch. Sterling alone might not stand out as a formidable program, but as an individual, Gugolski is a hitter with a lot of upside. And it's 1-2. Time is called here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners on the corners for Gugolski in a lefty-lefty matchup, and he got him. Dug down for that one, and the inning is over. Joey Slavin strikes out 2 and gives up a run, leaving 2 on in his first inning of senior night. We'll be right back after a 32-pitch frame. Yeah, he's not happy with himself there. We go to the bottom of the first, 1-0. Vaughn McVeigh, one of Sterling's most, I would say, consistent and reliable pitchers, is getting the start here on Senior Day against the seniors. He'll be starting off, though, with a junior in Tyler Wiltsey. McVeigh, a junior himself, with a 3.26 ERA in 34 1/3 innings with 23 strikeouts, 12 walks, and 22 runs allowed, 8 unearned. This is his 8th appearance of the year. His last was on Saturday versus Holy Cross, throwing 100 pitches in 5 innings and a 5-2 win for the Knights over the Crusaders. 0-1, let's take a look at that Audubon starting lineup brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. Tyler Wiltsey gets the start at shortstop with Charlie Copsetta, the senior, in center field. Trent Battle is at right, batting third. Joey Slavin is the pitcher, batting cleanup. Ryan Zimmer behind the plate, batting sixth. Jack Dempsey at second, batting sixth. Nick Caladros at third. Bryce Dempsey at left. And Dylan Pooley, the DH. Wiltsey grounds this one foul over past coach Jacobowski, and it's 1-2. I would like to say, even though I am not a player on the Audubon team, I'd like to give my sincere gratitude to the Audubon faithful, the parents, players, fans, coaches, athletic directors, administrators, everybody that gave me the opportunity to cover Audubon baseball back in 2022. It's an honor that I've been given for the past 3 years, and it has been a great privilege and an opportunity that has brought me in so many different directions. As Wiltsey sends a high fly ball to left over towards the corner, and it's caught and left. Good way to track that down by Quentin Rosano, and there is one away. That one had some good distance on it, but ends up bringing that one down. One down for Copsetta, who is a Camden County College commit, recruited by John Scanzano, a coach that I've known for a while now, and we've covered some CCC games this year. Had a grand slam versus Paulsboro on Tuesday the 7th. As a strike is called against the senior. 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Slavin finished the first with 32 pitches. I do not know if he would return for a second frame, but if he does, he's definitely going to have to get that ball back in the strike zone. There's a strike called, 1-2 against Copsetta, with Trent Bannell, the right fielder, on deck. There's a ground ball out towards second base. Throw to first is in time. 1 away, or 2 away rather. So a fly out to left and a 4-3 ground out, and Sterling's got a clean first so far. Now for Trent Bannell. Bannell, the right fielder, with the first pitch from McVeigh, pops this one up into shallow center field. Going over and making the catch out there to retire the side is the Silver Knights. We are through 1 here from the Hank. 1-0, Sterling. We've got a new pitcher for the Green Wave. Starting in place of Joseph Slavin is Josh Nolan. A 2.17 ERA this year, 9 2/3 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 3 earned runs. Getting a couple extra warm-up pitches in here. As the changes for the Green Wave, Connor Chester, who was the defensive-only first baseman starting out this game, he is now on the bench with Joey Slavin now taking over at first base after his 1 run in 1 inning. Nolan threw 4 versus Paulsboro in an 18-3 win at 52 pitches, 4 strikeouts. That was probably his best appearance of the year, his longest. But he also appeared in some of Audubon's best games. 9-3 over Cinnaminson. They appeared in losses versus Kingsway and Rancocas Valley. But his first 3 appearances of the year were all versus non-conference powerhouses. So now things are a little different here as he goes up for his 3rd straight Colonial appearance. Here's a fly ball at the shallow right. Bannell misstepped a little to start, but he makes the catch. And there's 1 away. After the flyout by Quentin Rosano, here's Jake Clark. Clark sends a ground ball to short. Wiltsey is there. And that's in time. 2 up, 2 down, and 2 pitches indeed.
Come on, Joe! Come on, Joe! It's alive, Joe! 2 down, 2.
Here's Pat Carroll. Number 9 hitter here for Sterling after a
Take it to last play here!
after 6 men came up in the first. And 2 up, we're 2 down quickly. Here's a ground ball out to 3rd, and how about that for the quickest inning you might have ever seen? 3 up, 3 down, and Sterling is taken care of. That inning might have clocked in at under 2 minutes, if I'm being honest with you. Here we go, bottom of the second, 1-0 Sterling. Getting us started in the bottom of the second inning, Joey Slavin, the Holy Family commit, grabs a bat after a 1-2-3 frame in the bottom of the first. Vaughn McVeigh delivers the first pitch, which is hit down the first base line, and it is a foul ball. Late call there, but it gets in the advantage of Gugolski. 0-1.
Come on, Joey!
No balls, 2 strikes. Slavin, Zimmer, and Jack Dempsey batting in the 4, 5, and 6 spot for the Wave in the bottom of the second. Josh Nolan only had a 4-pitch second inning. I don't think I've ever seen anything quicker than that before. As Slavin hits this one the other way, that's down and it's fair. Into the left field corner, Rosano's got it. Throw down to second is a rocket, and it almost beat him too because he was standing up. Would have been better for him to slide, but he just avoided disaster there with a leadoff double. Here's Ryan Zimmer now. So Audubon with not only their first hit, but their first base runner of the afternoon. Here in this 1-0 game, Audubon looking to break the stalemate. Here on this overcast Thursday afternoon, 66 degrees and overcast here from Audubon. 1-0. Tomorrow's game versus Cedar Creek has been moved to Saturday at 11 a.m. With that being said, please vote in the DWB fan vote poll running on our Instagram as Zimmer lifts this one down the right field line and foul into the street. 1-1. The 4 games you can select from on our Instagram poll are Cedar Creek and Absegami. Right now they're at 32% of the vote. Kingsway and Gloucester Catholic is at 49% of the vote. That's a pretty good game, but you could also choose from Cherry Hill East and Lenape. That's at 15. And then Cumberland and Pennsville. They're bringing up the rear with 4% of the vote right now. Here's a ground ball. Out to short. Tough play. I don't know why he looked over to third at all. You could already see that he was running. But he's out there, and now the tying run is on third. But yeah, right now, Cedar Creek and Absegami and Kingsway and Gloucester Catholic are the top 2 games for the fan vote game on Friday. Cedar Creek has 37 votes, Kingsway and GC has 56, CH East and Lenape have 17, and Cumberland and Pennsville with 5. Should be fun, though. So yeah, go on our Instagram at DW Broadcasting and check out that fan poll. 0-1. 1-1 to Jack Dempsey. McVeigh looks over to third with Slavin. And Dempsey's going to tie the game with a base hit in the center field. Slavin comes in to score, and we've got a 1-1 game just like that. It's a good equalizer right there for Jack Dempsey. Simple pitch, you find something you like, you line it back up the middle, and you make do with what you have. As now, here is Nick Calandro. And now this one is hitting the left center field. There's a base hit. Rosano picks it up. Two on, 1 out after back-to-back singles and the third hit of this inning, which brings up Bryce Dempsey now, the left fielder. Slavin already scored the tying run this inning, and now Bryce Dempsey, who follows his brother Jack with the RBI single in the bottom half of the second. He bats now at 1-0. This broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center. Keep your pet happy and healthy today with the most organic food products available in South Jersey. Visit today 7 days a week at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon. 1-0. That is down. And Dempsey steps out of the box. Remember, all commercials you see on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting are filmed, edited, recorded, and produced by me. Funds go towards upgrading our equipment and also towards my college fund. So if you're a small business owner and you're interested in getting in the advertising game, send us an email for a flyer at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. They get the lead out at third. Bit of an unusual play. That'll be scored as a 1-5 in the scorecard, and there is 2 away. Here is Dylan Pooley. He's had a couple of at-bats in his career, mostly playing as the JV backup catcher or as the bullpen catcher to the Green Wave, but as he was one of the only seniors that was on JV for his varsity season, and now that pitch gets away. Both runners are going to move up. There was no urgency on that play, but it's 1-0 now to Pooley. But Pooley with a big chance for his first varsity hit. Pooley, the senior, 0 for 1 in his career. And he's only appeared in one game this year. That was an 18-3 win over Paulsboro with a run scored, a walk. And in 2023, his only appearance, he actually had 2 appearances, one versus Sterling and one versus Gateway, both in home games. He had an RBI hit by pitch in the Sterling game and then struck out in the Gateway game. Strike called, 1-1. Let him swing the bat a little. You know, this is a little like our Aaron Rampola moment from 2 years ago. You put him in the lineup, give him a shot. Let us see what he can do. 1-1. And he got contact there, fouls it back. I'm making it sound like he's not a good baseball player. He is. I've watched him play. He's talented and he's good. The only problem is that there's a catcher logjam, because after you get past Zimmer, there's Bannell. If you get past Bannell, there's Pooley and Aversa and Caladros, all those guys. So he kind of got the short end of the stick. Pooley sends this one into right center field, going over, and it is caught by Jake Clark to retire the side. Pooley flies out to right, but puts a good barrel on it to retire the side. We're through 2 here in Audubon, 1-1 game. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
All right, top of the third. This broadcast is brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. Make your dream kitchen come true today with wholesale kitchen cabinets and countertops at heavily discounted rates. Visit today at 612 Creek Road in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. Strike called. 0-1 to Camardo, who walked in the first and later came around to score. Camardo gives this one a ride to third. Throw across is in time. 1 away. Josh Nolan in his second inning of work. Now for Luke Lomax. Lefty takes outside, 1-0. Lomax, the sophomore, takes a strike. 1-1. Nolan kicks and delivers. That one's high and away, 2-1. Lomax, a career .330 hitter and a career .443 slugger. 2 homers this season. 1 versus Highland and 1 versus Gloucester, both at home for the Silver Knights, and it's 2-2. 20 for 53, 2 homers, 10 RBIs, 6 walks, and 2 stolen bases. Swing and a miss. Went around on that one. And Josh Nolan has strikeout number 1, 2 away. Feels like that first inning went by forever, and Josh Nolan had a 4-pitch second inning. And it made things pretty much all right again.
Gloucester Catholic, Kingsway.
Trent Bannell's vote is Kingsway and Gloucester Catholic for Friday's fan vote game. And don't forget, you have until midnight tonight on our Instagram at DW Broadcasting to vote for what game you want to see us cover tomorrow. We had an opening in our schedule, so we decided to leave it up for the last day of the regular season. Up to you. The options are Cedar Creek and Absegami, Kingsway, Gloucester Catholic, which is currently leading the vote with 48%. Cherry Hill East and Lenape, that's a 7 o'clock game, so if you want us to get home a little later at night, you can vote for that, as that one's going to get down in right center field. Capseta's got it. It hits off the fence. He'll throw this one in, and it will be a 2-out double in the right center field gap for Tony Sanchez. So here's Evan Miller now. The other option, trailing up the rear with 5% of the vote, is Cumberland Pennsville.
I have like 5 or 6 set on the screen. Cut it out though, man. It says it every time. There's that soccer game against Gateway.
First pitch from Nolan to Miller is a strike. 0-1. The thing about Sterling is that they've got another year to develop. I would be very surprised if they don't reach 500 next year. You've only got Tony Sanchez and Jacob Clark as your varsity seniors, and the rest are all juniors and sophomores. But next year is going to be Sterling's year to shine. They're going to have so many players that are seniors that after 2025, they're going to have a lot of trouble. And even Ted Kozanowski was saying, with all the players that he's losing to volleyball and lacrosse for Sterling in the spring, he might only have a varsity-only program in 2026, but that's a story for another day. We go to the bottom of the third, 1-1. Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. Sterling's held their own so far after Audubon beat them 16-6 in a 7-inning game earlier this year in the middle of April. They're now coming back on senior day, still facing off against Vaughn McVeigh. They'll have 5, 6, and 7 in the top of the fourth, but Wiltsey shows a bunt, goes down the third base line. It'll roll, and it is a fair ball for a bunt single. So Wiltsey turns that around on the first pitch of the third and gets himself aboard for Capseta. Throwback to first, not in time. Another throw over, not in time. That one almost got away from Gogolski. And another one. This is just like spamming the pickoff button in MLB The Show until your pitcher gets tired and can't do it no more. He started, but stopped there. I mean, that is the epitome of mind games in baseball. That's really how it is. Throwback, not in time. That's pickoff number 4. Yeah, if this was Major League Baseball, he would have already been awarded second base with those weird pickoff rules. Now he goes, throw down is into almost in the center field, but he saves it. And a stolen base for Wiltsey. Now there are some guys that are milestone chasing, and Wiltsey is one of them here in 2024. And just the way that everything's been working for these guys, like Caladros just hit 100 strikeouts on Saturday versus Shawnee, and now the throwback to second, not in time. Ryan Zimmer is at 91 career hits. Nick Caladros is also somewhat getting close to that mark as well, if the actual page would load. I apologize. There we go. Actually, I'm sorry, he's at 32, but he did hit 100 career strikeouts. Tyler Wiltsey, after that single, is at 96. So in the next couple of games, we could see Wiltsey crack 100, depending on what he does tonight and depending on what he does versus Cedar Creek on Saturday and Haddon Heights on Monday. 2-2. Three-two. Three balls, 2 strikes. And that one is inside. Capseta walks, and that puts 2 runners on. Now, obviously, this is not what you want if you're Vaughn McVeigh. You know, you are one of Sterling's most reliable pitchers that you've had. And obviously, you don't want to have anybody rattled. And obviously, Ted Kazanowski's coming out here, because if this inning unravels and he comes out for a mound visit, if he comes out a second time, then McVeigh would have to be taken out of the game. Don't forget, on June 1st, excuse me for one sec. Don't forget on June 1st to check out the DWB football schedule release party. We'll be having a heck of a good time at our front porch in Audubon with fans, coaches, players, athletic directors, and everyone in between having a part of the fun. See where DWB will be going for football from August 28th to October 25th, including a Thanksgiving game in the 2024 campaign. We'll be revealing the schedule on June 1st. Be there or be square, as they say. Now a bunt down the third base line, and that's going to load the bases. That lands perfectly. And Bannell with a bunt single. Makes the bases loaded for Slavin.
I mean, now it makes our job really easy. He's got to go forward.
One of the interesting things, Jacob Clark, the right fielder for Sterling, and a graduating senior, one of 2 varsity graduating seniors on this team, he will be commentating some games in the summer for us on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Glad to have him on board as a strike is called to Slavin. And one of the things that we did in the offseason was we made a bit of a wager, but it involved no money. We're not Shohei Ohtani and Ippei Muzihara over here, but count as 1-1. So basically, when I released a Colonial Conference power rankings at the beginning of the season, Clark said to me, he said, I think we're going to be better than that, because I ranked Sterling 10 of 10. I had them in last, behind Gateway, behind Haddon Township, behind Paulsboro. Now, they are nowhere near the front right now, but they are not last in the conference. So, the deal was this. If Sterling was better than how I had ranked them, I have to go on Channel 19, which is Sterling's TV channel, and explain why I thought that they were going to be that way. And if I didn't, and if they were, like if I was correct, then Jacob Clark would have to go on my show during a broadcast and explain why he thought they would be better. So it's a fun little thing that they're doing. As the count is 3-2 to Slavin. Fouls it back. But it's a fun little thing that we're doing, and Clark was right. So we will be, at some point, going on, or I will be going on Sterling's Channel 19 to explain my position, if you will. Payoff from McVeigh is hit well out towards left center field. That's going to drop into the gap. That's going to blow this game open in the favor of the Green Wave. That's going to get all 3 runs home, and he gets in there standing up. So Joey Slavin, he's 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. This one with 3 ribbies attached to it, and it's 4-1. Base is cleared right there. And Slavin takes care of business, especially after the rocky first inning that he had. Here's Ryan Zimmer now. He grounded out too short his first time. It's 4-1 Audubon. Zimmer gets jammed, but gets good distance on it. Clark going over. He makes the catch. Slavin's going to third. And he is in there. That ball trickles into the infield. And somehow that's out number 1. I mean, that's the funny part about all of this. You had a single, a walk, and a bunt single. Back-to-back bunt singles for Audubon, followed up by that bases clearing double. That puts you in a great position now as Jack Dempsey grabs the bat, the 6th man, to get up to the plate in this inning. First pitch from McVeigh is a strike. He's at 45 pitches tonight. No. 1-1. Dempsey gives this a ride, but it's popped up into center field, going over. And Lomax makes the catch. They fire it home, but nobody's coming, and there's 2 down. So after the 4-run out, or rather after the 3-run outburst, Nick Caladros comes up. He's 1 for 1 with a single tonight. Strike called. Nick Caladros singled in the 2nd inning. Audubon got no runs in the first. They went down in order. Followed up by 1 in the 2nd and 3 in the 3rd. With more possibly to come as this one's fouled back, and it's 0-2. This one's popped up, right field side. Clark going over, and it is foul. Still 0-2. Audubon softball leads Sterling 8-0 in the top of the fourth. St. Augustine and Hamilton are tied 0-0 in the Cape Atlantic semifinals after 2 innings. Outside, 1-2. Actually, just is after 3 innings, no score. So, Blue Devils are holding their own. And that's going to be strike 3 to retire the side. McVeigh gets a K as 3 runs are allowed thanks to a bases clearing double by Joey Slavin. We go to the fourth, 4-1 Audubon. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Top of the fourth inning here on DWB. Audubon leads Sterling 4-1. First pitch from Josh Nolan. No, he steps out. Schwartz, Gogolski, and Rosano, 5, 6, and 7 for the Silver Knights in the top of the fourth. First pitch grounded. Out to short. Wiltsey backhand. Throw to first is in time. 1 away.
Great job, Josh! One. Does he really have 52 pitches? Oh, I believe so then,
There we go.
Oh my God!
There's the DWB trivia time, and of course it's attributed to, we've got our Senior Day trivia. Today's question is, which Audubon baseball player has the highest career batting average? Is it A, Ryan Zimmer, B, Charlie Copsetta, C, Ryan Zimmer, or D, Joey Slavin? Obviously, A actually was Bryce Dempsey. Sorry, I misread that. But answer will be revealed in the bottom of the first, as there's a base hit to right off the bat of Gogolski.
Turn 2 ball!
Rosano's up now. He flew out to right his first time. Strike called. 0-1. Rosano, the junior, 269 average this year, 14 for 52, 10 RBIs, and 6 walks. You got him. How about that? Throw down to second. Got him on the stolen base attempt, and there's 2 down. Just like that. Trent Bennels honing in his inner Ric Flair. And I don't even watch professional wrestling. 1-1. My uncle Brian Shields, who lives up in Queens, New York, he is a best-selling WWE author. He actually wrote a book about Ric Flair, kind of basically wrote his biography. As that one just hit the Athletic Trainers Club cart, that's going to be a two-base error. And Liam Corbell showing off the arms. So Rossano gets down to second after Gogolski was out trying to steal a base. He would have scored if he wasn't called out there. Now here's Jacob Clark, but yeah, my Uncle Brian, great guy. And he actually, if you're a professional wrestling fan who has actually played professional wrestling video games, back in the day, and by back in the day I mean like 2 years ago, I don't think he does it anymore, but I know for a good 5 or 6 years he was the script writer, the head script writer for WWE 2K. So in those WWE 2K games, when there's dialogue and there's, you know, different scenes going on between the wrestlers, he wrote that dialogue in the game. I think he stopped doing it around 2022, but that is what his position was for a while with WWE. So he was he is an author of WWE related material and also was the scriptwriter of the video game. So never know who you know in a family. Got a lot of interesting folks in my household. That one is a step back and not in time. Audubon will lead off the bottom of the fourth with Nick Caladros, the junior, to be followed up by Bryce Dempsey and Dylan Pooley. That one goes to the backstop. Rebound, and the throw down to third is in time. How about that? How about that? He got the rebound off of the padding behind home plate and made the play. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 4-1 Audubon. All right, bottom of the fourth inning here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Today's trivia time question is, what Audubon senior has the highest career batting average? As there's a first pitch ground out, one away. The options are Bryce Dempsey. Hold on. Bryce Dempsey is A, Charlie Capsetta is B, Ryan Zimmer is C, and Joey Slavin is D. The correct answer is D, excuse me. Joey Slavin, he just beat out Ryan Zimmer for the mark. Yeah, we'll have to work on that, but Slavin with a career 293 mark, and Zimmer with a career 291 mark. Strike called, it's 0-2. We are flying by here. It's 5:03, and we're already in the bottom of the fourth inning, and I think we started a couple minutes after 4. So here is Dylan Pooley. He flew out to right his first time, and the count is 1-2. 1-2. Up and in, 2-2. I am always here for the success of Dylan Pooley, I'll tell you that much.
Open for business.
McVeigh, pitch number 58, is fouled back. Josh Nolan with only 29 pitches through his 3 innings of work so far. It's the 2-2 to Pooley from McVeigh from the 3/4 arm slot. Here's the 2-2. And he gives this one another foul. So he's giving it a ride. Look who's a special guest tonight. Ralph joining us here as a guest commentator here on this Thursday afternoon. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. I think that's one of the floofiest dogs I've ever seen in my lifetime. I mean, there is floof and then there is floof, but shout out to Ralph. Just the second strikeout for McVeigh, as here is Tyler Wiltsey. First pitch is upstairs. We have some DWB breaking news. We have just picked up the NJCAA National Junior College Regional Tournament for Region 19. That is going to be played at RCSJ Gloucester on Saturday and Sunday. We will be covering the first elimination game followed by both championship games. It is a 4-team double elimination tournament consisting of RCSJ Gloucester, Northampton, Brookdale, and Middlesex. 3 of those 4 are nationally ranked junior college programs, including RCSJ Gloucester, which was the national champions last year. We've got games at 11 a.m. on Saturday, which is the semifinal elimination game, and championship game number 1 at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Now, if a team goes 3-0 in the tournament, it could be over on Saturday. But Wiltsey pops this one up. We'll have more information for you in the top of the 5th inning as Clark curves in to grab that one, and the side is retired. The number will stay at 96 career hits for Tyler Wiltsey after that at-bat. We are through 4 here in Audubon. 4-1 Green Wave. So Charlie Copsetta and Trent Bannell here in the top of the 5th are having a very intellectual discussion. During the break, Trent asked me to do him a favor and Google, why do mushrooms grow on grass? And apparently, I haven't seen any in the ground, but I mean, maybe they've been sprouting up a bit here and there, but Bannell very urgently asked me to Google why mushrooms grow on grass. And according to Google, their AI overview says mushrooms grow on grass because they need the right conditions to thrive, which are warmth, moisture, and organic matter. Some common reasons for lawn mushrooms include heavy rain, poor soil drainage, extended shade, and decaying organic matter. Now, I have never been asked by a right fielder to Google why mushrooms grow on grass, but they say you only live once and you always see something new every day. So for the viewers at home, that was Trent Bannell's urgent question. Why do mushrooms grow on grass? I feel like we need to hire Neil deGrasse Tyson for a question like that. Well, he's more of a space guy. He's not really more of a land guy. Maybe David Attenborough, the guy who does like the Planet Earth documentaries on like BBC. Fly ball center field. Charlie Capacetta is there, and there's one away. But we were talking about over the short break that a good reason why mushrooms also grow on grass is because of rich organic material in the soil and a lot of cloudy weather. What if we had in the last week a lot of cloudy weather? Monday was cloudy, Tuesday was pretty cloudy. I think this entire week, for the most part, has been, been cloudy. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, we were off Wednesday. That was raining. I don't think it's been sunny since Sunday, Saturday. Yeah, it was sunny on Saturday, so we've had a good 4 days in a row of clouds. And I know I'm about to spend an entire inning talking about mushrooms because Trent Bannell asked me to Google a question about mushrooms, but this is what we do in the industry. We serve the players, we serve the fans. You know, we are doing this for you. So that is why. I am not a naturalist by any means. Like, I shouldn't say that. I don't know a lot about the nature around us. I don't know a lot about a lot of things, but it's one to know. Can't help myself there. Clark and Carroll were the first two retired. We now go back to the top of the order for Camardo, and it's 2-0 now. Nolan up to 38 pitches in 3 2/3 innings. And that one's outside, 3-0. Camardo 0 for 1, a walk and a ground out tonight. And he doesn't lift the bat off his shoulders there, 3-1. If the inning continues, Luke Lomax, who was 0 for 2 in the evening, will be next. Camardo pops this one up, and it looks like we will go to the bottom of the fifth untamed. Wiltsey makes the catch, side retired. So making the play out there is not the fella who asked us why mushrooms grow on grass, but I'll tell you what doesn't grow on grass, a whole bunch of runs. It's 4-1 going to the bottom of the fifth. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
With their 30 instructors who are teachers and local community leaders. Trust them with your care and trust them with the care of your kid today. Visit and make an appointment at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, right off of Lambs Road, 2-0. Both teams will have their next at-bats be 2, 3, and 4. Capacetta, Bannell, and Slavin. Slavin's been having a heck of a night. After starting the game, that's going to be a beautiful play on the dive by Gogolski. It's a fair ball, and Capacetta is retired. One away. Here's Bannell. kick off the summer with some American Legion baseball. Stay tuned for the Gloucester Township Blue and White doubleheader on June 9th between the Gloucester Township Blue team and the Gloucester Township White team, coached by Tyler Coluccio. That is on June 9th, just a couple of days before my high school graduation, but that'll be one of our first Summer League game commitments of the year. There's a strike, 1-1. 70 now for Vaughn McVeigh. As we said on Saturday, he threw 100 pitches in 5 innings in a 5-2 win over Holy Cross Prep as Bannell rips that one foul down the left field line. But the biggest thing about it all is that, you know, even though he lost that game, or I'm sorry, even though he didn't finish that game, it took him 100 pitches to get through 5. Right now he's at 4 1/3. He's only at 71 pitches. And Audubon's given him more trouble than Holy Cross did last Saturday. So it's kind of a day and night scenario where he can finish this 5th inning in like 80 pitches. And even if, because think about it this way, when Sterling goes to the bullpen is when the game might start to unravel a little bit. As here's Clark, he'll make the catch and right, 2 away. The most important thing about it all is that if, and that is a big if you're going to get the bullpen involved, you've got to make sure it's the right guys. Because I've seen before, we saw it with RV and Gloucester Catholic in the Diamond Classic quarterfinals, where as soon as Rancocas Valley strayed from their starter, GC immediately pounced on RV. They immediately got on their sophomore relief pitcher, Cade Albertini, and they won the game after being down 5-1. Slavin again pokes this one out to left, and it's caught side retire. A quick frame in the 5th, and Sterling still allows and yields no runs. We go to the top of the 6th, 4-1 Green Wave. Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. Josh Nolan back on the hill. He has only gotten 41 pitches, and he started off in the 2nd inning. 41 pitches for 4 innings of work. He has been lights out. And even if Audubon's offense hasn't had the production levels that they would have liked to enjoy, they're still keeping it simple. I mean, Joey Slavin's got 3 RBIs tonight, including that bases clearing double in the 3rd, but there really hasn't been much since. It's 1-0. Lomax, Sanchez, and Miller, 2, 3, and 4 for the Knights here in the 6th as it's 2-0.
Let's go, Josh. No free base. Let's go, kid. Whoa!
2-2. Swing and a miss. One down.
We got one! We got one!
Nolan with his second strikeout of Lomax, and actually just his second strikeout of the night, so both Ks he's had have been against Lomax. One away now for Sanchez, who doubled in the third, singled in the second, now pop up right center field. Bannell going over. Who's got it? Bannell calls for it. 2 down. Woo! Woo! Did you hear that?
I'll be the umpire and I'll hear it.
Ooh! A little bit of fireworks going out here in the 6th inning. It's not even 4th of July yet. First pitch to Miller is a ground ball out to short. Throw down to first is in time. Side retired. Don't give him a glance, Trent. Don't get yourself in trouble. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-1 Audubon. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Ryan Zimmer leads us off in the bottom of the 6th. We had a little feisty exchange in the top half, but nothing really came out of that as Zimmer takes a strike, 0-1. Zimmer 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. That's a little tapper up the first base line, a little throw in time by a step. And Zimmer is just barely retired. One away now for Jack Dempsey. Oh, that one got him. So Dempsey is hit by the pitch. And here's Caladros, 1 for 2 with a single and a single and a strikeout rather. Fly ball into center field and a nice backpedaling catch by Lomax. 2 down. Looked like he kind of misstepped at first. And he came down with it. Obviously not the ideal catch that you want. It could have been a little simpler than that, but the fact that he came down with it at all was a good play. Two outs, and it's 5:23. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. I am blown away. Audubon has been playing insanely fast baseball. Insanely fast baseball. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. Strike called. Fly ball. Dempsey in the left. Taken in, and the side is retired. If Audubon can finish this game in 13 minutes, they will have broken the record for the fastest game in DWB history. We go to the top of the 7th, 4-1 Audubon. Well, Josh Nolan might just be the guy to get things done tonight. I don't think I've ever seen a crazier performance from him. He's at 48, now 49 pitches as Slavin goes over. He calls for it, and he makes the catch. One away. There you go. So here's Gogolski now. He's 1 for 2. I mean, he came in for Slavin in the second. His time is called. Had to readjust himself there. Then he came in and now is on the verge of throwing 6 innings in just a hair over 50 pitches. And then Slavin has 3 of Audubon's 4 RBIs. 2-0.
Yo, you know, I put that 5 off the series up.
2-1.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Stay tuned for the Harper Driving School post-game show, where we will interview our player or players of the game. Foul back, 3-2.
I thought you stopped going, bro. Oh no, I was taking that. I thought you were gonna try to catch it over me, so I was like, nope, me, no me. We're not back off.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty for the lefty Gogolski. That is ball 4.
Go, Josh. Hey, spin it to win it.
Nobody warming up in the Audubon pen, too. They are confident in Nolan.
Spin it, spin it. Hey, one drop ball away, Josh.
And actually, Nolan's only allowed 2 hits in his appearance. I mean, 2 strikeouts, both with Luke Lomax. And now here's Quentin Rosano. He reached on an error in his last at-bat as here's a foul ball, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and 1 away. Runner on first with Rosano at the plate.
Come on, Josh.
1-1. Of course, at the beginning of the season, I was accidentally pronouncing his name Rizano, not Rosano, as it is R-O-S-S-A-N-O. As that one's down, 2-1, but I think that might have just been me associating the name too much with the Gen Z trends of the time, and how a lot of people are saying if you've got good charisma, you can understand the abbreviation there. As a line drive into center field, that's going to drop. And he put some good charisma on that ball as a base hit for Rosano. Puts 2 runners on him, 1 away. Some trouble for Josh Nolan here. Just got to get out of the jam. And now here's Jacob Clark, and I'm surprised I'm even saying this with Audubon, but the fact that he is the tying run at the plate, he doesn't have any career home runs, but the fact that he's the tying run at the plate means something good. 0-2 to Clark.
Way ahead, Josh, be smart! Way ahead, be smart!
And that's down. 1-2 to Clark. Pat Carroll, the catcher, on deck for Sterling, as there's a ball, 2-2. Still 2-2, 63 pitches for Nolan. I mean, after, Audubon beat Sterling by 10 runs in all 3 of their last appearances. Definitely the closest that Sterling has held Audubon to in a long time. Little floater. That's going to go into right field. No, Dempsey's got it. He throws to second, gets the out. Somehow that ball went to the edge of the outfield grass and it rolled just slow enough for him to get the out. So Rosano is out, Gogolski's up to third. And now here's Pat Carroll, 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. Strike called. If you remember in 2022, the year that Audubon beat Sterling on opening day 4-3 and then beat them at home 5-1, this is the first time since May 9th, 2022, that Sterling was not beaten by 10 runs by Audubon. And to make matters even better, first time since April 5th, 2022, that Sterling has gotten 3 runs or less in the deficit against Audubon. Now, Audubon lost to Sterling 4-3 in 2021 during the COVID season. Strike called. Nolan's 1 strike away. We've got the last call. In Audubon's senior night, how ironic that a senior gets 3 of Audubon's 4 RBIs and a junior closes it out. Swing and a miss. Carroll goes down on strikes. 3 strikeouts for Josh Nolan, and that's the ball game. Sterling falls to Audubon 4-1, and even though at first it looked like a surefire win for Audubon, there was no scoring after the 3rd inning. These guys kept it clean and had some great defense to hold everybody where they were at after the 4th inning. So, your players of the game presented by Harper Driving School. Yes, we've got 2 tonight. Joey Slavin with 3 RBIs, going 2 for 3 at the dish, and you've got Josh Nolan, 6 innings of relief. Take it over for the man on the hill and getting himself out of it in under 70 pitches with only 3 hits allowed and leaving those 2 runners on, even the tying run, getting out of it. So that'll be all for us so far, but we'll be right back with the Harper Driving School post-game show and your player of the game interviews right after this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your Harper Driving School post-game show. We've got two players of the game tonight. One of them is pacing behind us in the background. On senior day, Joey Slavin answered the call. It wasn't a 20-run outburst that I'm not going to say I thought would have happened, but Sterling held their own, and Joey Slavin was the one who put the nail in the coffin. 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs, including a bases-clearing double in the third. And especially after getting the start on the hill, you got 1 inning through, and then you had to put that behind you so that you could go at the plate. How did you feel out there today?
You know, at the plate I felt really good. You know, I've been working on my swing a lot. We've been doing a lot of stuff on the outside pitch, just trying to hit to the opposite field. And that's what I was really just trying to do today. I wasn't trying to do too much with, you know, a little bit of slower velo on the mound. So just trying to keep it simple and do the job.
And obviously with that college commitment at Holy Family, you know, that coming right around the corner, obviously there is some stuff to work on, but mostly positive stuff. Right now, you guys are hanging in there. And, you know, Wade Geis and Ryan Knoll, they've put a lot of trust in you on the hill. And even though you got 1 inning through today, the guy behind you got 6 innings and 70 pitches. So you backed, it said 68 on the board. Mr. Nolan. You wait your turn, 14. You wait your turn. But for you at the plate, I mean, you've been really hitting the ball well, and one of the biggest improvements I've seen from last year is that you've been pulling the ball a lot more, especially with that swing that you've got, hitting it out to center field, hitting it out to left. You know, we're not hitting it 450 feet over the fence, but you're doing what you got to do to make it work. So is there something that you said you were working on the outside pitch? Is that a team-wide thing, or has that been something that you personally have just been trying to get better at?
Definitely a team thing. You know, we've faced a lot of good pitchers in the past week or two. You know, we faced a good pitcher against Shawnee and Heights, and they were getting a lot of outside pitches that we just weren't really swinging at. So at practice, we were just working on setting up a tee outside, just driving it to the opposite field, getting comfortable seeing that pitch, whether it's on the plate or it's out in the other batter's box. You got to hit it because a lot of umps are going to call it. So we've been working on it a lot. And
absolutely. I mean, what you guys had on Saturday and on Tuesday were both Division I commits with West Virginia and George Washington. Definitely no, you know, scrap heaps or whatever. You guys faced the real deal. And now that you guys had to face Sterling this year, a team that you beat comfortably twice last year, you know, they gave you a run for your money this time around. So you guys held them back. Some good defense on the infield, and that's probably been the biggest thing that I've noticed from the first half of the season to the second half. Audubon as a team committed 30 errors in the first 10 games. It was an average of 3 per game. You had a game versus Haddon Heights where there were like 6 or 7 errors in the field, and now that seems to have at least somewhat toned down. What did you guys work on over this past couple of weeks that have really improved your defense from the first half to the second?
It's a lot of reps, you know, just getting out here, just getting peppered with ground balls and fly balls just over and over again. And I mean, that's probably the best way you can get around it. I mean, throwing errors are going to happen. It's just something you got to, you know, when it happens, you shake it off and move on from it. But the fielding ground balls and pop-ups, that just needs to be handled just right on the fly. So you got to just keep doing it over and over again, get the reps in, and then go from there.
And that's you know, obviously a good thing to go off of, just reps, keep working. And for you guys as a team, you guys are the #1 seed in South Jersey Group 1 right now. And shockingly, this will be the first time that you guys are the 1 seed since 2017. It sounds crazy, but you guys were the 2 seed in 2022 and the 2 seed in 2023 because of Buna being there. So now that you guys are comfortably ahead, what is the focus like with the team to make sure that you guys don't get lackadaisical or lazy in the final stretch going into the playoffs?
I mean, all of us just remember the previous years and what happened.
Right.
I mean, you know, the round 2 loss to Woodstown 2 years ago, the Group 1 final we lost to last year, you know, we all remember it. We don't want to repeat it. So we're just keeping it in the back of our minds and staying positive and staying hungry. We want to keep winning.
Well, I appreciate it, Joey. Just make sure you get that signature nice and big on the bottom there, although Josh also has to sign it as well. So there we go. This is a new tradition that we've been doing for the past couple of months, signing a scorecard on the bottom half, and there's Mr. Slavin, keeping it nice and legible. As now we go to part 2, Mr. Josh Nolan. Now, going into this appearance, you didn't have a whole lot of experience, but this was your longest appearance of the year. You had 4 innings versus Paulsboro in an 18-3 win a couple of weeks ago. And let me just ask you this: were you expected to go long term, or is that just something that happened once you got into a groove?
I think it's something that just happened when I got into a groove, but I'm happy that I did go that long.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that's a better feeling than having those first couple of outs and just knowing that, okay, today's going to be a good day. We're feeling good. Because before that Paulsboro game, you didn't have an appearance longer than 3 innings. It looked like they were having you as like a late inning setup or closer guy, and now they seem to have you as a long-term option as well. And it shows that you can be effective out there with, under 70 pitches thrown in your outing, and going into the 7th inning, you had under 50. So, you scratch that 7th inning. I mean, that was one of the most efficient outings that I've seen in a long, long time. So the fact that you were out there and getting the job done is incredibly impressive. But let me just ask, overall, like once you were getting in that groove and working really efficiently, what was going through your head of just like, because you didn't have a lot of strikeouts, you had 3, but you were forcing a lot of ground balls and your defense was backing you up. So what was your general thought process while you're out there, going into those innings?
Yeah, I trust my defense a lot. My main plan was just to throw strikes and force weak contact. My off speeds didn't feel the greatest today. I was leaving them high and stuff, but
Look at that!
What are we talking about here?
the outing.
Talk about good stuff. I was very scared by that bucket. I thought that had Gatorade in it or something. I thought I was about to get splashed. Well, no, this is like $5,000 of equipment right here. But
I would have saved it.
We'll do it next time.
Until next
oh
time.
my goodness! Just let me know so I don't wear my nice shoes.
Finches back there.
Ah, yes.
We got a guy there.
You know, we were talking about team camaraderie with Joey and you guys staying loose, but as you were talking about, defense backs you up a lot, and I was talking about with Joey the fact that you guys have done a lot of reps getting the defense better over these past couple of weeks, especially with your tough out of conference schedule. But this clubhouse is very loose. What is the general mindset that you guys have now that you're going into the final push of the season? You guys have all but locked up the #1 seed. What is that vibe like in the clubhouse?
I just gotta keep doing what we're doing right now, and keep all the pitchers loose, not overthrowing anyone.
Oh yeah.
You know, Ryan pitched a great game versus Heights. Gabe was warming up in case it went bad this inning, but Joey also threw great. There's a lot of faith in our pitchers, and they've won us a lot of games. So.
Well, that's always great to hear. Thank you, Josh, very much, and just don't write over Joey's stuff. Make sure to make your signature nice and big on that scorecard, anywhere on the bottom there.
I don't know how to write my signature, but I'll do my
Don't
best.
worry, Tyler Wiltsey doesn't know how to do an autograph either. There you go, Josh Nolan and Joey Slavin. Those two will have to get used to signing autographs in the future. That'll be all for us here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Our next broadcast will be Friday in the DWB fan vote game. Make sure you have until midnight tonight on Instagram to vote for what game you want to see tomorrow. You can vote between Cumberland and Pennsville, Cherry Hill East and Lenape, Kingsway and Gloucester Catholic, and then in the second place spot right now, Cedar Creek and Absegami. On Saturday, we will be covering the NJCAA Region 19 tournament for baseball with 3 nationally ranked JUCOs, RCSJ Gloucester, Brookdale, and Northampton in there as well. So that'll be a really fun tournament for us. We are very honored to cover it, and we'll have all hands on deck this weekend. So from everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, our social media coordinators Brandon DeKagerland and Keely Curran, our graphics crew Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Liam Nolan, my producer Vincent Vogt, I'm Dan Wilkins. We will see you tomorrow wherever we may be. Have a good one, folks.